Hey guys, I am going to, sorry, I have something sticky on my hands. I'm gonna film a, it's not really a Q&A, but I've gotten a few really good Disney questions the past few weeks, and I already filmed a long Q&A about like Disney and life and all that stuff. I filmed it probably last month. I just have to edit it, but my kids are really bad that day and they were in and out of the room. So it's gonna be like a long editing process, and it's like a 45-minute video. So I wanted to get this one up because I feel like now, like summer, fall, that's when a lot of people are going to Disney, especially after the dining plan was just released. I just feel like a lot more people go. Oh, and excuse my hair, I just got out of the shower and I'm waiting for it to dry. I have like a straightening thing in it so that I don't have to blow dry my hair as bad. But yeah, I figured I'd just answer these questions because I thought that they were really, really good questions. This one is from C. Says, hey Amanda, can you please do a video about the Disney dining plan with the 3 table service or quick service meals? I'm getting that plan. My husband wants that plan. He didn't like the quick service meals we had on our last trip, burgers and pizza. I am nervous about making 3 reservations in one day. I don't want to stress on making it to all the table service meals. Thanks in advance. My quick advice would be to not get that plan. I have a friend that goes to Disney. Her in-laws pay for it, and it's like a big family thing, and they get this basically so everyone can go off and get whatever they want whenever they want, and they don't have to worry about it. They're not trying to save money. They end up wasting credits. It's just not their thing. I would say, sorry, I would say to get the plan below that if you didn't like quick service. Now, I'll also say getting the dining plan is different for a lot of people. Some people do it because they think that they can save money, and they do. Some people think they can save money and they don't. Some people get it simply for the convenience of it's paid for. I know it's paid for. We can go and get whatever we want from whatever place that we go, and it's done. I'll say that going to Disney a few times, if you do a lot of research, you can actually find some good places to eat quick service at. And we've learned that the hard way because the first trip we were the same way. So right off the bat, I'm thinking Magic Kingdom, yeah, it's just a plain burger, but you can get the burgers at Pecos Bill and put all kinds of toppings on it, and it's definitely not a normal burger. You can put the same toppings on your fries and kind of make them like jazzed up or whatever. Then you have Casey's, which is like hot dogs and whatever. And then you have Cosmic Rays. We love eating there. We get like the chicken, the ribs. You can get burgers with like something on top of the burger. It's like a pulled pork type thing. And all these things are on the quick service dining plan, and it's really good. Places like Epcot, go through the countries. There's so many cool different places. We always eat around the world, and we'll get like nachos in Mexico, fish and chips in England. We'll get some like more adventurous things in Japan and China. I've heard that Morocco has some really great places. Animal Kingdom, we love eating at Yak and Yeti. It's like getting Chinese food. You get, you know, some meat with rice and egg rolls and all kinds of stuff like that. And yeah, I love that. I like quick service there. Like, we actually prefer getting the quick service plan over the table service plan. I will say that I do not think that it's physically possible for you to eat 3 table service meals a day at Disney. Like, you're going to die. You're not going to want to eat that much. I can see maybe eating 2, and that would be doing like a breakfast ADR at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you'll maybe be hungry around like 3 or 4, and you can kind of have like a dinner. But I cannot see you eating 3 meals a day. I just think that it will be a huge waste of money, if you want my honest opinion. I would highly suggest, if you don't want to just do the quick service plan, do the next step up where you can get 1 table service meal a day, and that's going to include your drink, your meal, and your dessert. So try some adventurous places, character meals, whatever. You will also get a quick service meal a day. And again, go through the Disney website or the app and hit restaurants and hit quick service and go through the menus and see what kind of adventurous things they are. And yeah, it sucks that you're planning that much more, but you know, then you know what you're gonna get, and it's not gonna be just a burger, and you'll enjoy it more. And then you have with your quick service, it's only a drink and a quick service. And then you have 2 snack credits a day. So you could use those for egg rolls or, you know, ice cream or popcorn or pretzels, or you can actually get some really adventurous stuff. If you look on Pinterest, it'll often have the year's like whatever, you know, snack credit list, and it'll give you some really cool different options. Soup, baked potatoes, all kinds of really cool stuff. If you go up to a lot of the restaurants that offer quick service, you can like see the menu, and there's often some really cool different things. So I personally could never buy that plan. We would never be able to get it. Not to mention, okay, so let's say you have a day where you're doing the meals and you're rushing to ADR. So let's say you have an 8 o'clock in the morning ADR. So it means you got to leave your hotel around 7. You get there for 8, you know, 7:45, 8, and then let's say you wait 30 minutes. And that's like being generous. Like most of the time you can wait up to an hour. And then you have to eat for, you know, an hour, and then you're done. And then in a few hours, you have to do that again and again. So you're gonna waste like at least minimum, I would bet like 5 hours, if not more, getting to ADRs, waiting for your ADR, eating, all that stuff. I would highly suggest against it. If you want to like my page on Facebook and message me there, I can go over some places that have some really cool different places with you. I mean, I could do that for anybody, but yeah, it's just not my thing. I cannot imagine wasting that much time at Disney, where, you know, we are annual pass holders, but our trips this year have been like 3 days, 4 days, like really small trips. So I really learned that I want to enjoy it. Like, see, I'm thinking like maybe for like a 2-week trip, but I couldn't even do it then because you would be so sick of eating, and we get sick from eating Disney food. My youngest 2 kids, my husband, even I get really ill after eating a lot of Disney food. So I definitely don't think that we can make it work. Maybe you can, but that's, you ask my advice, that's just my advice on it. So yeah. Someone asked me, what are the Scentsy scents that remind me of Disney? Atlantic Air reminds me of the new Soarin' in the polar bear scene. Citrus Pop reminds me of the old Soarin' with the orange groves. And Cotton Candy Cookie reminds me if you're walking past the Main Street Bakery, walking into Goofy's Candy Co., or walking into the Big Top Circus, that like baking smell, that's what that reminds me of. So those are the Disney ones. If you order the 3 of those, you can get them for $14. Shipping is $8, but message me, maybe I can work something out with you. And here's the other one. This one is from Melinda. She says, I want to see if you could do a video about how much do you budget before you go to Disney. I want to take my girls in September, the first week of September. I'm going to be saving $120 every week. Let me know if you can do a video talking about some tips or anything like that. I would appreciate it. Okay, so this is what we do. When we decide we're going to take a Disney trip, we basically look at when we can go. And we look at those dates on the Disney website, and we figure out which one is the cheapest and which one is the second cheapest, so that we always have like a backup plan. And I do our reservation, I split it up. So I do our hotel is like one chunk. So let's say our hotel is $1,000. And then I do our tickets. Let's say our tickets are $2,000. And then I do whatever the table service dining plan and quick service dining plan averages. So, you know, add them together, divide by 2. And that's our dining number. So I get all those numbers together. And then I also budget for gas, because we drive, or it would be flights. I budget for my dog, because we have to take our dog we board him at our vet takes him for us. And I budget for that. And I budget for spending money. Now, my kids earn $5 a week in allowance for working around the house. They get $2.50 of that, and $2.50 goes into a savings account. That's their Disney money. If they save any more than that, like on their own, I will most of the time bump it up. So let's say that they've saved $70, I'll bump them up to 75 or something like that. My kids also know you better ask for gift cards for your birthday, for Christmas, for whatever, if you want to spend money at Disney. And our family thankfully knows that we love Disney, and knows, words are hard, knows that we like to go there and the kids like to spend money. So they have started to send gift cards. For our very first trip, we hosted a birthday party 2 weeks before we left, and that's how we told the kids, and we told everyone that was coming we would really like Disney money. So the kids, I think, got like $1,600 in Disney gift cards between the 4 of them, and that's how we afforded to do Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique for Aubrey. We did Pirates League for Trevor. We did the night package for Casey. They got face painting. They got like their Mickey ears and a Duffy and the Duffy book, like all those like first, you know, trip things. And then we actually walked away and had $500 to put down on our next trip. When we were there, they got to spend whatever they want, and because they had a ton of money. Now they know what their budget is, and they know what they can spend and what they can't spend. And I try to make the rule of, we typically go to Magic Kingdom twice. The first day we go to Magic Kingdom, you cannot buy anything. You wait until the second time we go or the last time we go, and that's when you can buy something, so that it's, you know that you really want it. And if they're going to like Animal Kingdom and they're buying something that's in all of the parks, I'll tell them, no, we're not gonna get that. You can only buy park specific things. And then on our last day, they typically go and just go on a wild shopping spree and get all the things that they've been eyeing and thinking and remembering. And then that way they're getting things that they truly want, not just a spur of the moment decision, you know what I mean? So that's the kids. And then me, I just sell things, save a little bit of my Scentsy money, save a little bit of my YouTube money, and that's my spending money and my husband's spending money. So we divide our hotel, our tickets, and our, you know, dining money, and I will look and see how many ever paychecks it is between the date that we're deciding, you know, today, and when we're leaving, or when the package is due or whatever, and I will divide it up by that many paychecks, and I'll say, okay, I need to set aside this much money for this. And I have 3 little envelopes in my budget binder that are for the 3 things if we're going on vacation. You know, like I normally do 4. I do hotel, tickets if we have tickets, dining, and then I put others, and that's like our gas, the dog. I like to have a little bit of extra money, just like in case money, you know, whatever. And each paycheck, I just try to make sure I set aside that much. If we have a really good paycheck, I'll add a little bit extra more. If we have a crappy paycheck, that it doesn't get put in. And it normally kind of, you know, balances itself out. The last like 2 months before Disney, we get real strict because we want to save and have so much money to spend there. And it, you know, it works for us, and that's how we do it. And if we can't do it, then we push it back. Or if my husband can't get the time off of work, or work slows down, then we push the trips back. We know that we will always be able to go, and if we have to push it back a little bit, sometimes a great promo will come out and we can push it up a little bit. It just all depends on that year, our finances, you know, whatever it may be. But I just divide it all up, and then that's how we do it. And then when it gets a little bit closer, once I've made my ADRs, and when ADR day comes, I kind of like have a general idea of where we're going to be at what day. And then I make a bunch of ADRs, and then like I'll decide, you know, a couple months out, I'll decide, okay, this is where we're gonna go. Like we had ADRs for Chef Mickey breakfast and Chef Mickey dinner, because I know I wanted to do Chef Mickey on our last trip, but I just wasn't sure if I wanted to do breakfast or dinner, if we were gonna have the dining plan or not, because having the dining plan, it would make more sense to do dinner. Not having the dining plan would make more sense to do breakfast, because it's cheaper or whatever. So once it gets a little bit closer, then I figure out our food, and I go into DizTripPlanner.com, or is it DizTrip.com? But the food website, and I put in all of our information. And now I make sure that, you know, what we have set aside is going to be enough. And the beauty of it is normally we have extra money in our food budget if we don't get the dining plan, or even if we do get the dining plan, because like if a promo comes out or whatever, that we're normally okay with that. I try to always buy my gift cards. I've bought them at Target with the 5%. I buy them now at Kroger with the gas points, because what I'll do is I'll just set aside the cash for the Disney trip, and then when they do the 4 times gas points, then I will go and cash in. So let's say I go and buy a $100 gift card. On a normal basis, it'll give me 200 points, which is 20 cents off of 35 gallons of gas. If I go when it's 4 times, then I'll get 40 cents off per gallon of gas. So I'll go and do that and max out, and then we'll end up saving a crap ton of money on our gas. We can save $35 each time we fill up, and we'll go and, like, me and Jeff, we'll both go and fill up our cars, and we'll fill up our gas tanks, and we end up saving, like, sometimes, like, if I do a gift, if it's a gift card month, like a 4-time month, I will end up getting our gas like super duper cheap. I'll do it like the first of the month, I'll do it again like 2 weeks out, and then like again at the end of the month, and we end up having so much gas like in our gas cans and everything that we saved so much money that way. But I always try to make sure that I get a discount. I always put my gift cards in the Disney vacation account. Even if I'm going to use them for, you know, cash back, I'll just request the gift card back. And then that way I'm earning that $20 for every $1,000 that I put in there. We are a big family. It's expensive for us to go. So we always have at least a couple $1,000s in a trip. So, that, you know, that's what we use to cover like our tips or, you know, whatever it may be. We save all of our change, and that's how we pay for penny press. And again, that goes to tips. Typically our tips are paid by the Disney vacation account and us saving change. That's how we've always paid for tips, and it's really nice. And we just try to, you know, plan smart. We do try to bring some of our own food to save a little bit of money that way. We'll go to Costco and get muffins or get the kids a bunch of treats so that we're not buying a ton of stuff. Where we've been to Disney a ton of times, we know what we like and we know what we don't like. And so we just make sure that we balance it out. And, you know, there are ways that you could go super, super strict and stay off site and do this and do that. But for us, we know what we like in Disney. So we just save and sacrifice a little in other things in our life to make it happen. You know, I keep my AC on like 78. It's hot during the day, in the heat of the day in here. Like, you sweat, especially if you're cleaning. But I know me doing that saves a little bit on our electric bill, and it gives us a little bit more money to put aside for Disney. So I will say our bills are always paid. We always have money in the bank. We always are saving a little bit. So that's why we go. Obviously, if we weren't in a situation like that, I wouldn't be going. So that's a few Disney questions. I hope it was informative for you guys. I figured it would just break up all the vlogs. So yeah, so there is a little Disney Q&A. I will have that other Q&A up soon. I'm just slacking on YouTube big time lately. It's just taking a lot of my energy to try to work on me for once.